We are live here on the Autodesk booth. I am so excited to be here with my buddy Clinton. I haven't seen him in a couple of years flying back and forth from England, so it's such a pleasure. He's dressed up nice for the show today, and we're going to talk Autodesk. So Clinton, how are you and how is Autodesk?
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked to be here. We haven't been here since 2018, so it's great to be back here meeting all these fantastic American manufacturers. As a Brit, it's stunning because the enthusiasm, the energy, not just you, but everybody else here, it's absolutely fantastic. So no, it's great. It's great to be here.
Yeah, when you speak of the energy here, I just want to talk about that for half a second because you're right. We look around here, your booth is vibrating with excitement. Everyone's here. How can I get better? How can I do more? Flexibility, productivity, all of these topics they're flowing through here, and who has the solution? We're going to talk about that today.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah, we're going to cover a lot of topics today. We really want to dig into our digital manufacturing solutions. You know, as a company, we've got a reputation for providing great design tools, AutoCAD and so on, but we actually do so much more than that. Digital manufacturing for us is, you know, that full spectrum of CNC machining, additive manufacturing, generative design, and so much more. So it's great to be here. We've got fantastic technical demonstrations of our software in action, and we've got some really kick-ass demonstrations of customer parts on display as well. I mean, this thing it's just mind-blowing. Like a Kalita Motorsports top fuel dragster engine. We learned about the statistics on this motor a couple of days ago. This is an 11,000 horsepower engine. It's 11,000 horsepower. You know, I thought a Bugatti Veyron was big at 1,000. This is 11,000. This thing does 338 miles an hour. It does the 1,000-yard drag in 3.7 seconds. So as a Brit, that's just like mind-blowing. And for us to play a part in designing and making these engines, it's absolutely fantastic to see what we can do with digital manufacturing software.
Clinton, I often wonder if I'm the only one when you say that many horses that pictures that many horses in one place running through a field to equal the same amount of power that many horses is right. I mean, in America, we had this show called Home Improvement. They had Tim the Toolman Taylor, and he goes, like this. And that's what I think of when I see this beautiful, beautiful monster here. There's some motorheads out there drooling right now when they hear you say how fast and how powerful it is.
Yeah, sure is. And as I say, ultimately, these guys, they were having a real difficulty producing the amount of parts they need to produce. These engines are designed to fail as they cross the finishing line. You know, 4 seconds of life. The amount of fuel they burn through is phenomenal. It's just everything about these parts is mind-blowing. And so for us to use our technology, our design and manufacturing software to allow them to make these, you know, just the clutch plate alone, a big old 14-inch diameter titanium plate. You can imagine the challenges of making that. So for us to have a part in that story, you know, it says everything about the technology that we're offering to our customers.
You're 100% right, and we're going to move over to Joe in just a second to talk more about that technology, but I just realized, guys, I'm in the wrong business. 4 seconds of life, I need to start making these. With that being said, Joe, take it away, my friend.
Yes, I'm here with Rob from Autodesk, but before we start, we've had a message from Conrad at Nerd Precision in the UK, an avid Fusion 360 user. Thanks for tuning in, Conrad. Rob, what is the future of manufacturing here at Autodesk?
Thanks, Joe. So, for the future of manufacturing at Autodesk, we need to kind of take a step back and look at the world and where we're at today. Macro environmental uncertainty in the world today, and the added pressures on supply chain like rising costs, shortage and skills gap, and then just the sheer complexity of the supply chains today. There's added pressure on manufacturers, and so with that, there's coupling that with our coupling that with consumer incentives and the consumer focus. We're having to deliver parts that are now smarter, faster, more reliable, and more sustainable than ever before. And so, from Autodesk's perspective, we need to deliver a solution that solves for a full product development, the full product development process, and that comes in the form of our cloud-based solution, Fusion 360. We've invested over $1 billion in the space and meticulously assembled all of those various components and investments onto one unified user experience with a common data platform. And that common data set is really essential in the manufacturing process as parts move from CAD CAM all the way down to your shop floor. As I mentioned before, components are getting smarter than ever before. They're requiring electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, software engineer, all being integrated into your products and your processes. Supply chains are getting smarter. There's more data flowing, and that data in the manufacturing process can be broken up into 4, 5, 6 different technologies, all with point solutions, all with proprietary data set points and data structures. And so as you move from one piece of your manufacturing process to another, there's sheer data loss just from the translation. Collaboration really means sending an email and then hunting down the latest revision or the latest drawing or changes in the manufacturing shop floor process, having to walk those down to the shop and back up to your engineering department or your design. Now with Fusion, with that common data set, your data can flow both upstream and downstream in that process. So as we've all seen in manufacturing, there's late stage changes. Your designer may have designed a component not fully understanding the full breadth of your manufacturing operations or what kind of equipment you're able to build.
So what I like about Fusion, that whole stream process that you've discussed, you don't need to adopt all that straight away, do you? It's quite a low entry point, and you can grow with Autodesk.
That's true. That's true. So the value, one of the biggest values of Fusion is that unified, that cohesive experience within our products. So you could start off small, focusing on design, and then as you grow into the manufacturing space, move right into tool pathing with our CAM technologies or our CAE products. But then also with our investments in shop floor and our latest acquisition of ProdSmart, we're extending that digital thread now to where you can get insights across your entire product development process through the manufacturing and see exactly what your shop floor is seeing and doing and operating on, and really get those executable tasks and drive actionable insights all the way from CAD to the shop floor. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you've got a part. It's been designed. It's already flown through the tool pathing and all the engineering, and now it's down at your shop floor. Well, your shop floor machinist gets it, and he says, "Well, I can't build that because I can't access that flange or I can't access that bolt hole." Well, that corrective action needs to then quickly flow back up to the design and change the design. It would have to go through the retool pathing and work its way all the way back down to the shop floor to be executed on the machine. With Fusion, the associated data sets of your CAD model, your CAM model, and now your shop floor manufacturing execution system are all linked together, and so that associated data set can then be updated faster than ever before.
It's fascinating to me. Every time I learn more about Fusion, it's getting bigger and bigger part of the manufacturing process. Many thanks to you, and over back to Tony Gunn.
Now we are with my friend Marty, another wonderful woman in manufacturing with a mechanical engineering degree, and we're going to talk about the last 4 years of development. 2018, which when we were last at IMTS until now. And when we think of software, oh my gosh, you take one day off, you might get lost in what's going on with the development of technology. So Marty, let's talk about 2018 till now with Autodesk. Let's talk about what has happened.
Yeah, so there's a ton that's new since 2018, and I know we're at a manufacturing show and you guys want to hear doing manufacturing, but there's way more than that going into Fusion 360. So we've made, in 2018, we hadn't even released generative design. Now it's out, it's in the market, it's manufacturing aware, so you can tell it you're doing machining, 2.5 axis, 3 axis, 5 axis, additive, and it designs with that in mind, which is awesome. Generative fluids, and kind of alongside that, so it's doing like fluids rather than stress, so optimizing for flow, which is pretty sweet. Along with that, we have ECAD, so we brought Eagle technology into Fusion 360, so you can design PCBs, look at your schematics. I don't know much about that, but I know it's really sweet. And now we're bringing CAD, electronics design, and manufacturing together into which I don't know if has ever been done before. So it's very exciting.
Well, you guys are always forward thinking, trying to figure out how to make that work. And based on that discussion right now, I can see why they had your team put you on camera. You know what's going on. It's brilliant. So do you have a favorite piece of technology that you have dove into that you could look in the audience and be like, oh my gosh, this is a game changer and you have to see it?
So another area we've made a ton of improvements and a lot of investment in is 5-axis milling. So that has been, I'm no expert in that area by any means, but we've made it super easy to use. So anyone can go in, make a 5-axis toolpath that's very functional, making the machine dance and getting really complicated parts out. So that's been awesome to see as well.
Well, I've had the great pleasure to work with some of your team and learn Fusion 360 myself. So I can say that it's easy to learn. If someone like myself can learn it, then definitely the smart people out there can learn it. But as we go into that 5-axis stuff, that's also quite easy for someone to adapt to, right?
Yeah, totally. And something that we're kind of more forward thinking is adding 5-axis controls to 3-axis toolpaths. So the 3-axis toolpaths you know and love, you're used to, you used them before, just adding controls to make those at level of control so that you so that you don't have to learn something new, really. You just, check a couple boxes, enter some parameters, see what happens on the screen, simulate it with full machine simulation in Fusion 360 so you know exactly what's going to happen and you can feel confident about your post-processing.
You heard it here first. This is another amazing woman in manufacturing. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Joe to talk a bit more with you guys. Come with me quickly.
So yeah, I'm here with Vanessa. We're going to be talking machine tool partnerships and some other stuff as well. Vanessa, welcome.
Thank you.
Talk to me about your machine tool partnerships here at Autodesk.
Well, I mean, this is the place for machine tool partnerships, and we work with pretty much all of the machine tool partners that we have here, and we've worked with them for years. Working with machine tool partners for us is just a crucial thing. They are, the CAM world and machining, we're intertwined. So working with them is crucial because it's our customer success that we're working towards. And ultimately for us, we want to make sure that when our customers buy a machine and download our software, we want them to be up and running that moment, that day, and just really being rock stars for their customers so that they can be superheroes in their customers' eyes.
Do you have any examples? I'm sure you do.
Oh, absolutely. Especially this year, we've come out with a couple add-ins that we're super excited to talk about. We've got the Haas driver, we've got the Mazak iConnect add-in, we've also got add-ins with a lot of our tooling and work holding partners, and really all of them are designed to save our customers time and effort and really save them from running back and forth on the shop floor. We want them to be able to walk up to the machine knowing that the file that they need to be on that machine is the right file, it's got the right post-processor ready to go. We want them to feel confident when they're walking up to a machine, and we want them to have everything ready to go at their fingertips in a heartbeat, and that's really what we're trying to do with a lot of our partners.
I think that's even more important now, since COVID appears to be skills gap pretty much all around the world, and I know the US is no different.
Yeah, I mean, I think U.S. is absolutely no different. It's everywhere in the world. We all know that the emerging workforce, these are young people. They are expecting things to work right out the bat. You buy an iPhone, you peel off the sticker, and away you go, right? We want machining to have that exact same experience. And we want machining to be fun. We want these guys to want to come and work in manufacturing because it is fun. But yeah, I think we have a bit of ways to go on that, and we're going to keep plugging away and making that happen.
I will say, working with Autodesk, it's always fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And you know what, for all the machine tool partners out there, if anybody wants to come and work with us, please reach out. We definitely want to grow our ecosystem, maintain it, build great relationships with everybody, because ultimately, I think everybody wants our customers to be successful, and that's what we're working together to do.
That's my next question, really, for the machine tool builders watching. There will be, how do they reach out to you? What's the best way of getting in touch, working with Autodesk?
Yeah, reach out to us on our forums. I think that's probably the best way to track us down. Somebody will connect you to us. And yeah, we'll be reaching out to all of the machine tool partners as well to further work with you some more. And yeah, at the very base level, we want to make sure that we have all of our machine tool partners' data in our software so that our customers can just go ahead and pull out the right tools, the right work holding machines, use our machine simulation, and just really be a badass when they walk up to the machine and press that green button, make those chips fly.
Be a badass. I couldn't have put it better myself. Now back over to Tony.
Hello, hello. We're now going to come to a beautiful conclusion with my buddy Al here. You've been around the booth. You've talked with the folks. We've learned about the past. We've learned about the present. We're going to now talk a little bit about the future as well. Al, we got this beautiful motor. Clinton and I have already talked about that, but I know people love to see it. Let's talk about, in summary, what we have going on.
Well, I guess the motor summarizes what our customer's doing, and that's the best part, right? What are our customers doing to use this tool and the software? I think you talked to Rob, and Rob talked about how we're taking pieces from different manufacturing solutions and bringing them into the best one. Marty talked to you about where we're at and where we've come since 2018 probably. And then Vanessa talked about the partnerships. My own little running joke, but CAM is just a cartoon if you don't run a machine. So it's really important that we're partnered with the machine companies to make sure that those are running well. So that's critical to us. Where are we going next?
Let's talk about the importance of those relationships. I know relationships are important to you, and it's all around when we think of Fusion 360, Autodesk. I mean, your booth is vibrating on a high level because of all your relationships, right? Let's talk about those and that importance.
I don't think I can understate the importance of relationships at all. Whether it's the customer advisory board, we hung out with them at a baseball game last night, and they keep us honest.
Who won?
Who? Should I be honest?
No, we don't have to do that. Let's go.
I don't care about baseball. I just wanted to be with customers, to be perfectly honest.
Perfect. Let's go back to those customers.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they keep us honest, make sure we're prioritizing the right things, saying no to the right things so we can focus on the things we need to focus on. The machine partners really help both of us, right? Because if we're all wasting our time making machines, post-processors, one application engineer at a time, we can't go solve the next set of the problems. So it helps us be more effective with what we're doing. Tooling's kind of the same thing. We know how to make a tool path smooth. The tooling vendors know how hard to push the tool. So together we have a solution for the customer to go make a part. And like none of this happens just sending spreadsheets around. It's relationships. It's talking with people like you.
I absolutely love how you describe that entire thing. If we could quickly just give an idea to the audience that's watching, not just here in the US, but around the world about what the future holds, some ideas, concepts, maybe even just theories or hopes about what you're gonna create here, because you guys are always forward thinking, real leaders in this industry. What would you convey? What message would you tell them?
I think it's just about being farther along the journey. If you think of the name Fusion, it's about fusing together not just tools, but relationships, getting departments to talk together. We spent most of our efforts so far connecting CAD and CAM. Let's get those tools talking together, largely so the CAM programmer has the best-in-class CAD tools. They shouldn't end up with subpar CAD because they're the lowly programmer, right? What's next is how do we enable the shop floor people to do more with what they're doing? And I think it's all about empowering these people to solve bigger problems by automating the useless stuff that they shouldn't have to worry about.
With that being said, we're going to close this out. We actually have a comment from Carlos saying, fantastic stream, and he says he's going to see you at the party. Do you have a party you didn't invite me to?
You want to have pizza and beer in the Haas booth with us?
I absolutely do, and Clinton actually did invite me to that. Good. So one last thing before we go, where can someone find out more about you guys?
I think we're probably a few places on the internet, but if you can't find us, you probably put a link in the description.
I think we're doing that as well. So for those of you watching, thank you all for watching. This is Fusion 360 Autodesk. The booth is beautiful. Come say hi. If you're not here, then we hope you enjoyed this show as well. And Carlos, one more time, thank you for that comment.